Just trying to get the dash and all the components painted for the truck. Came home tonight and got the dash all torn apart. Now we cleaned the heck out of it with dish soap and water and alcohol and stuff, and now we're using this adhesion promoter and then custom mixed interior paint that we had the local Thurlby's Auto Paint Supply store mix up for us. And we're just trying to get it to the correct shade of brown to match the factory door panel pieces. Yeah, get it all the way it should be. It turned out really good. You can kind of see the color difference here. I did not paint the speaker grills yet. I just got done scrubbing them actually. Or the radio surround. You can kind of see the color difference there. Or maybe you can, I can't really. So I'm a little colorblind, but super happy with how that stuff turned out. I still have one can left. And I plan to, the Florida truck, of course, so this brown portion of the door panel that the dash mats up with all is faded. So thankfully the rest of it looks to be decent in color. So I'm going to pull these panels and probably paint those as well when I do it. I may even, just to verify that stuff all matches 100%, I may pull the A-pillar trim and do that as well. So, but yeah, these are the details. They say like the last 10% takes 90% of the time or something. This is kind of that stuff, but I don't want to put the dash in and take it back out with the risk of cracking it or something. So that's why I'm taking the time to get it all painted now. But in the meantime, today was cement day. So the retaining wall stuff is done, and now we have the cement. So we got steps here and the approach here, and it's all tapered to run the water down and away. And now I need to wait for it to all dry thoroughly, and then I can wash the front of the barn and get rid of all the dirt where the water's been splashing the mud and dirt up on the front of the building and making it look terrible. But super happy to get this portion done. The building's been up for almost 2 years and it really needed this. Scott and Lance are over. We're just working on wiring the S10, but FedEx showed up with this crucial piece for the S10 build, and it's a BT Solutions component that just came out for the first generation S10s. And yeah, I need to unwrap this. One second. This is a replacement for the ashtray in your first generation Chevy S10. And basically it pulls out, and then boom, you've got the drop downs, cup holders right in front of the radio. What an amazing little piece. How much thought and engineering time went into making that. I'm never going to use an ashtray, but I will use the heck out of this thing. Looks like a great product. Can't wait to get the dash of this thing put together. It's in the midst of the construction phase. We're doing a bunch of wiring. We dropped the seat in, the cloth seat that I got. The floor is still trashed and open metal, but just so we had somewhere to sit while we were bleeding brakes and figuring out wiring and stuff. We're getting real close, very close. With any luck, this thing's gonna be running soon. I was trying to figure out what was stuck to the unit in tape. Look at that. It's like a little keychain S10. Well, Cyclone actually, because it's got the ground effects. How rad. So cool. Great product. Can't wait to put this thing to use. All right, so we got the oil pressure gauge plumbed in. Scott's bolting the computer connectors to the computer. And then we got to figure out a fuel pump relay. And I don't even, the gas that's in there is oldish, but I always ran premium in it. Maybe it's still good. It doesn't smell terrible, so we'll see. To cranking it over, and then we remembered that we're missing a plug wire on one of the cylinders. I had pre-made one of these 90-degree boot plug wires for one of the cylinders that we didn't have a wire for, but we hadn't made the second one. So the Excel 45-degree angle boot ceramic wires worked on 6 of the 8 cylinders, but 2 of them are going to require these 90-degree boots. So we're going to make up one of those, and then for now we have found the Lake Factory fuel pump relay. Not sure why, but we're not getting power through it back to the pump. But with my power probe, I can jump power and send power directly to the pump. So we're going to attempt to do that and see if we can get this baby to fire up yet tonight. I don't know that we'll let it run for very long, but I want to hear it. This all kind of made up, and then you put it in this goofy little block. And then you got to try and like hold the block flat and line it up. And Scott's tightening the vise, and that's what makes your plug wire up end up. So keep squeezing it all the way until it won't squeeze no more, which is right about there. And then boom. And then you got to pull these blocks apart and get that thing out of there, which doesn't take a whole lot, and it squeezes it really nice. Yeah. We'll slide the boot back up onto it, plug it in. Like first time, Scott's on the key. I'm on the fuel pump. If you listen real close. Making oil pressure yet?
No. Okay, it's more.
No such luck. Well, we're cranking. So now we got to figure out what's next. So we kind of got it sorted down to we don't have an injector pulse right now. We're not sure what is going on with that, but Scott's just giving her a little huff of starting fluid just to see if we can hear it kick off. I still haven't seen oil pressure, which is a little concerning. Yeah. All right. So we got to figure out that injector pulse, and then hopefully the oil pressure will come. And we haven't. We've cranked it over a bit, but not like a crazy bit. So let's give it another little huff just to. Ready? Oh, oh, oh. We got oil pressure. I think we got a miss, but. Yeah, baby. She lives. She lives. She lives. So we we got oil pressure came up. I think we just got to bleed the air out of that line, right? The line's like a mile long coming from the sender. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it was running on 7 because he had a tester in there. That's why. So we're gonna come back tomorrow night with some fresh eyes and wire up a fuel pressure relay or fuel pump relay and some fan relays, and then maybe we can start putting some of this back together. Dude, that was awesome. Oh, hell yeah. So excited. It's been a long time coming. Long time coming. Another night in the barn, and we've been trying all kinds of stuff to get this thing running. It doesn't want to start when you initially crank the key. It's like we lose injector pulse or something. And we tried a different ignition switch, and we actually went to Scott's house and got the ECU out of his project truck because we thought maybe the VATS wasn't deleted like it was supposed to be or something with the ECU that I had flashed. I don't know. Then we just farting around with engine grounds, and we got a fuel pump wired now, so it does a thing. But we just crank and we don't fire. But if we throw some ether at it, it fires up and then it idles and it runs. So I'm super confused. We know the injector crank position sensor must be doing its thing because, again, Scott just shot it with some starting fluid. We'll hit the key. But once it's running, it's running. It's just getting that transition into running it doesn't want to do. So I don't know what the deal is, but it's a little disheartening. We got a lot of time and energy, and so we just shot it with a little starting fluid and then it'll run. So I don't know what the deal is. The exhaust sounds pretty good. Steering feels pretty good. I'm not sure. Showing like 45 psi oil pressure. Lift me up. We're gonna try and put it in gear. Might need more fluid. Guessing we need more fluid. So I don't know. It's a bummer. I don't know why it won't start. So if you got some free time, some good ideas, stop on by. All right, so just back in the garage again tonight. You can see there's a brand new fuel pressure regulator there because they're talking to my buddy Paul that I used to work for. We were just kind of going over all the possibilities of this thing, and he said, yeah, I remember those engines being like synonymous with fuel pressure was like a super critical thing for them to fire. And when they sat very long, those fuel pressure regulators were notorious for going bad. So this engine's been sitting for a little bit, so praying that this is it. Be honest with you, don't have very high hopes, but I'll try anything at this point. I really just want to drive this thing. I think it's going to be so much fun, but so cycle this a few times. It sounds like no luck. So I'm grasping at straws, but I guess maybe I should put a pressure gauge on there and just verify that I do in fact have the pressure they're calling for. I mean, the regulator that I pulled out literally has like rust on it. It's disgusting. So probably wasn't a bad thing to replace anyway. Yeah, it's so weird. It's like, give it a shot of starting fluid, fires up, it'll stay running as long as you want it to until you turn the key off. It just doesn't want to start. I don't know. All right, so Scott just got here. He brought a scanner with him. We plugged the scanner in, and it was showing the throttle position was at 100% with no pedal input. I just unplugged that, and I found in that eBay harness the black wire or the ground for the sensor was not pushed into the connector all the way, therefore not making contact with the sensor. So we plugged that in. Now it's showing a more believable reading. It's showing a 13%, which, but he said that when he cycles the pedal now, it reads all the way up to 100 as he's doing it. So let's see if that had any bearing on what was going on here. Yeah, baby! Yeah! Heck yeah! Dude! Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. Hold on, I gotta run it on the back so we can hear it. Yeah. In other good news, here I've been thinking this whole time we were swapping a 4.8 into the truck because that's what the guy told me. However, the computer that was with the motor, VIN locked with the motor, shows it's a 5.3. So tonight's full of good news. Heck yeah. Well, he put it in gear and the wheels spin. So we're like some brake bleeding away and then, well, yeah, a whole lot of wiring still, but we got the important stuff. It runs. She lives. Heck yeah.